Welcome in and a very happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into News 10 Plus. I am Taylor Gattoni, joined by Claudia Sella from Studio 10. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm actually really good. It's good for a Tuesday.
It is pretty good for a Tuesday. What am I trying to say here? Not as hot as yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was too hot. I really like the cool down. I really like the cool down over the weekend too. That was really nice. So, I'm not a hot person. I'd say 85 is my max.
Okay, so like today and tomorrow might be pretty good.
Yeah, that's my jam.
All right,
So,
all right.
But what else is my jam is the great show we have today on Studio 10.
All right, let's hear.
So first off, it's Prime Day, as you know, Amazon Prime Day.
Let me tell you, my shopping cart right now is like, Taylor, you need to get rid of some things because there's a little too much you're trying to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I actually snuck on yesterday because sometimes some of them
early
have,
deals.
yeah. So I stuck on there, but so we're gonna talk about some of those great deals. Rochelle and Nicole have a really good like rundown of some of the best deals that you can find, and I think that some of them were a little shocking. I like AirPods. There's good deals for those, and yeah. So it's very interesting what is good. Like you wouldn't think some of the things that are having a great deal would have a great deal. So
AirPods is good because what I saw a lot of was the Ring doorbells. I know that's like the new trend. People trying to either catch porch pirates, there you go, or neighbors just coming up and saying hello. So I've seen a lot of that. But the AirPods, that's a good deal.
Yeah, for sure. I am too scared to get a ring just because I don't, ignorance is bliss sometimes. I don't really need to know what's going on
No,
outside.
okay.
Well, because if I see something, I think, yeah. So it's just better off that I don't have one of those. But for people who do want them, I did look at the deal and it's actually really great.
It
so
is a good deal.
You'll want to check that out. And then we're also talking about, I'm sure you have seen, but Stockbridge has a new pump track. And pump tracks are like really in right now. If a lot more towns, especially in mid-Michigan, are getting them because they're much safer than your typical old-fashioned skate park. Skate parks have like really tall angles.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, and pump tracks, the whole point of it is to be like a lot less of an angle. So, and there's more space, they're bigger, so it's safer for beginners and safer for kids. Yeah,
so if you want to get into something, you don't have to be an expert or a pro right away. You can actually ease into it.
Exactly, because otherwise, like if you're kind of a beginner or even like intermediate, if you go to a skate park, they're really scary and they're really dangerous. So this is a perfect way, and it gives the kids something in Stockbridge to do for the summer, and it's awesome. So we're highlighting that.
That's cool.
We also, it's really cool. Yeah, I think that they're becoming really popular. I think COVID, that was one of the things in COVID. A lot of people were looking for more outdoor things.
It brought so many different things. People are like, we should get this and do this outdoors and bring the community together. Yeah.
Totally. And then we have Take Me Home Tuesday. So that's my favorite. I love.
It's super cute.
Yeah, and we never know who we're gonna get. So you'll have to see which animal is available, and maybe it'll be yours.
Sometimes these animals come around the whole newsroom, and everyone starts freaking out, going, "Oh my goodness, that's adorable!"
I know, it's really great every time, and we never know who it's gonna be. So it could be a cat, or they'll surprise us sometimes. It'll be like.
There was a hedgehog one time.
Yeah, hedgehog.
That's so funny.
So yeah, and then we have our River Walk rummage sale package. So we're going to give you all the details, everything you need to know about that, because it's very cool. And I'm not going to give too much away on that one, just because
I saw a sneak peek and it looked pretty cool. So you'll have to tune in at 3 Studio 10.
You'll definitely have to tune in. And then as always, we want to hear from you. So we're asking for shout outs. So if you have like a graduation, or it's someone's birthday, or it's a big milestone, anniversary, retirement, we want you to tell us about it. We want you to share with us something important to celebrate. So, of course, we have our shout out, and you can go to our website, and we want to hear from you. You can also send it in on Facebook, too. I think that that's another option.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we want to hear your shout out. So if you have an important milestone coming up, make sure that you consider sending us that milestone, and we'll give a shout out. So
so you can actually go on our website, wilx.com. You can click that little hamburger icon in the top left, hit contest. You're going to find the little article that says Studio 10 shout-outs. Submit your email first.
Yes.
Then put in your submission. But I think also studio10 at wilx.com. Send an email there as well.
Yes, you can send an email to both. And make sure you put your email, make sure you put your name, because we want to know who we're talking to.
Yes.
And sometimes we get them without names, and that doesn't really do much for us. So, but if you have a really important milestone, remember us, because we want to celebrate that milestone with you. So, yeah.
There you go.
Otherwise, we'll see you at 3 p.m.
Sounds good. Thank you, Claudia. Here's where you can go for more information on Studio 10. You have their website, their Instagram, as well as their email, all for you right there. And then also, if I can push that button right there, there you go. You can head over to their YouTube page. So what's great about that, you can watch any of their past shows, some of the content that they do. And I will say, you're not going to watch their full hour show, but what you are able to do is go into different little see the different content that they have. So, for example, I know Claudia went out to do some disc golfing, went out to a lavender field recently. I know Nicole was showing some summer makeup that you can put on. So if you want to look back at any of those, I actually watched Nicole's not too long ago. I watched it the day after. I was like, you know what? I missed that segment. I want to go back and watch it. So that's what I did. I went to @WILX Studio 10 on YouTube. I'm already subscribed, so there you go. Didn't need to worry about that.
Perfect.
But yeah, I watched it back, and it was super interesting. I don't know if you can see. Sometimes when I put my sunglasses on, you get all the makeup smearing off right there.
Fair enough, sure.
So yeah, Nicole's was like on perfectly. It was a nice layer. I know you don't have to worry about that stuff as much, but
not as much, sure.
You can't talk about the summer heat though.
I know, yeah. There's plenty of it. Been lots of it outside. That is. Yesterday was a hot day, and today's still a bit more humid than yesterday. Not quite as warm, but humidity's up a tick, and that could be some provided fuel for some thunderstorms later in some parts of the area. But not everyone's going to get rain today. I think tomorrow's the better chance to see that.
This might be more scattered showers today in certain areas.
Yeah, I'd even go so far to call it isolated. I mean, because there's really just not very many that are going to flare up. The ones that do show up are already kind of starting to fire, and cloud cover's already developing out there. And what was a really sunny start to the day is going to become a little bit cloudy here.
All right. Well, if anyone has any questions for Justin or I, or even for Studio 10, even Claudia just stepped out. That's all right. She's getting ready for the show. If you have any questions on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube, you can actually do live comments, chats, feedback, any questions you have for us. And right on this monitor, we're actually able to live chat with you back. So that's pretty cool. But yes, let's send it outside because you were seeing those clouds form.
Yeah, starting to see a few pop up, and this is all just developing. So we're not actually seeing these drift in from areas further west. We're seeing these pop up right before our eyes kind of right here, and that's going to be the case the rest of the day. These clouds will just almost appear out of thin air because that's what's taking place. You're just getting that development to take place, and we see that over US 127 Meridian Company Skycam Network view. We're up to 84, and I do expect numbers top out around 85, 86 degrees in most places today. We got a west wind. Humidity's still up with the dew point, so it is feeling just a touch warmer than the temperature reads outside, and those dew points have come up. St. John's nearly 70, and you see lots of widespread 60s, and that's just humidity that's in the air. And so we're seeing temperatures that are, again, rising in some spots more than others. We got lower 80s north of Lansing. Jackson's at 85. Marshall, though, is almost at 90, and so a few places have heated up in a big way today. But the cold front's getting set to come crashing in, and you notice the difference between temperatures north in the state versus where we're at. It's still 82 in Grand Rapids, 80 in Saginaw, but Traverse City's at just 70 degrees, a few 60s further north in the state. So you notice that that front right now kind of draped across the northern lower half of the lower peninsula, and it's going to slide in later on. That's going to give us that opportunity to see a few showers and storms flare up, and we're seeing that a bit on satellite and radar. But the severe weather outlook for today does still have us in a marginal risk here in the dark green for severe weather. I do think most, if not all, storms flared up are going to be on the west, or on the east side rather, of US Highway 127. If you're on the west side of there, you're probably dry today. But if anything's able to get going, no matter where it is, these storms will be capable of producing some gusty winds and also very heavy downpours. And so that's what we'll keep an eye on. We're seeing a few of those flare up here on satellite and radar, though, as I mentioned earlier in our newscast, and we'll continue this afternoon, most of this activity is east. You see that storm just blew up right over Flint, and it's racing down the I-69 corridor right now. So anyone driving off that way towards Port Huron, probably not having the best of times driving in that. It's going to be some very heavy rain coming down. But again, you see most of the area currently dry, but the front kind of tough to see, but where you see these showers developing, this is about where the front is, and it's going to slowly slide south this afternoon. And so backing out, you can see that that's about all the activity we're going to get today. The opportunity for widespread rain tomorrow is going to come from the far left side of your screen. That more put together system in the Dakotas, that's going to move into mid-Michigan tomorrow, and it'll bring us some heavier and steadier rains across across the area. So here's the hour by hour. I do think this is a little overdone. This is by 3 p.m. You see some of this really just sort of taking off and blowing up here. I think it's way dialed back. These are going to be very isolated showers or storms headed into the evening. They skate off pretty quickly. Maybe still a stray shower around 5:30, 6 o'clock, but most of that's going to be, again, east of US 127 and fading fast. Well, overnight will fall down to the 60s. You see by tomorrow morning, maybe a few upper 50s, a few showers in southern sections come in during the morning, but by the afternoon, there's our widespread opportunity for rainfall. And I do think that tomorrow there might be a few embedded thunderstorms and a few rumbles out there, but it's mainly going to be about the heavy rain threat as we head throughout our Wednesday until the late evening. That's when it finally fades out and leaves the picture. Until then, it's going to be some rain that we deal with across our state. And so the 10-day forecast shows that here. Again, today's chance pretty small out there, and same for Thursday morning as the showers exit early. I think even though we have the rain chances in here and very small Thursday, Friday, Saturday, going to be really tough to throw down any widespread showers. These are going to be very widely scattered and isolated. I think most of Friday and then almost all of Saturday are going to be dry days. It's just working in a small shower chance Friday night into Saturday there. Aside from that, the weekend looks incredible right now. Temperature is going to be in the mid-80s. Pretty dry air settling in behind the storms that pass out. And so we've got some pretty good weather to look forward to in the 10-day forecast for mid-July. I mean, we're going to have low to mid-80s, lots of sunshine, dry weather, and that all, of course, comes after a few opportunities here for some rain. I think Wednesday, tomorrow, that's going to be a really good chance to see some healthy rainfalls, although there are a few places that could get more than an inch of rain, depending on where they're at. And so that's something we're keeping a close eye on. It's also the only day, as you see here in the 10-day, where we do not get into the 80s. I've got us at about 75 for the high tomorrow. So that's going to be the cold day in the forecast. But so the folks who are waiting for one of those kind of cooler, rainy days that we have are going to get their chance tomorrow. There is also a very small chance for a severe storm tomorrow, but it's about the same, if not a little smaller than the one today for our area. I think anyone who might see want to be along south of I-94. So Lansing area, likely nothing severe tomorrow. Really likely nothing severe today, but that small risk is in there. So we'll have the first alert breakdown of the forecast on that coming up in First at 4, and also in Studio 10, where we'll be talking a little bit more about the opportunity to maybe see some northern lights in parts of our state on Thursday night, but that chance looks like it's fading a little further north now. It never was really great for us here. It was always going to be better the further north you go, but you know, these forecasts when it comes to auroras, they're not something that we do personally. It's more of like a space weather type thing. They've got experts who look at that. It does look like it's going a little north, but we're going to let you know where you might still be able to go so that you can see them if that's something you want to do, because catching them in the summertime, as we've mentioned, a lot easier for folks to want to do than sitting out there in the cold, because normally we get our good chances in the winter when we get those deep, clear winter skies, which that doesn't happen very much since we have a lot of clouds in the winter, but when we do get the opportunities, that's when they normally happen. So summer aurora chances are really good to have, and I think we might get one of those Thursday if you're a little further north. So if you're willing to make just a little bit of travel arrangements, I'm definitely willing. I'm planning on doing that on Thursday.
Send us some pictures. Well, I actually got to be careful with the lights.
Of course, yeah. So I'll have to see how things kind of shake out. We're going to keep an eye on it. But we'll have a lot more to talk about in Studio 10 on that.
Perfect. Yeah, Studio 10 is coming up at 3 o'clock. So in 45 minutes here, I do want to show the 10-day forecast again. So Justin, today I know there's the isolated storms or chances for rain. That's isolated today. So, and then the next couple of days, you're seeing that rain, more rain chances, especially tomorrow. We were looking at the radar moving, and it just went green to red, yellow, orange, all of the colors by like mid-afternoon tomorrow. Yeah,
I think that's going to be more second half of the day. We might have some scattered showers early, but I think most folks will be pretty dry for the first half of the day. It'll be once we get past noon, we start to see some heavier rain move in and some of those pockets. But, I mean, the rain's good to get. Hopefully we can avoid anything on the stronger side as far as storms, but healthy rainfall is not bad as long as it can kind of soak into the ground, and I think it should be able to do that pretty well. I don't think flooding is a huge concern tomorrow, but you never know.
Just be aware.
Yeah, sometimes these little pockets of rain, if you notice them on radar, they all sort of seem to gravitate to one spot, and that usually is just by chance when it does happen. It's not, you know, there are a lot of people who think, oh, the rain always misses my house. It always comes and then it just splits around. Well, I mean,
just happens that way.
Yeah, that's what it seems. A lot of people stand by that, but you know, it's funny. People that I meet from every single corner of this area all say that, and everyone gets rain at some point. So I don't know.
There you go. Well, so the next few days, you'll probably want to carry an umbrella with you, or just hang out around inside if you're able to.
Of course.
If not today, you probably want the sunscreen, the sunglasses. I know it's cloudy outside, but hey, those UV rays can still come through the clouds. And yeah, so we're actually going to be talking about more of that coming up first at 4.
Yeah.
But if you do want to track the chances for rain, there is a great app that you can use. That's actually where I checked today's UV rays.
Good.
It's a UV of 7 right now.
Which is high.
That is high.
Yeah.
And so great app to use. But yes, so even if it is high, you need to put on the sunscreen and wear the sunglasses because you need to protect yourself.
Yeah, and the First Alert Weather app's got that information and a whole lot more. Of course, we're talking about all the rain chances upcoming in the forecast this week. You can get all of that and more with our daily video updates that we have. These come in multiple times a day. We also provide your hour-by-hour forecasts, future and past radar, real-time traffic alerts, all sorts of things, including, again, those daily video updates. And it's all in the First Alert Weather app, which is, of course, absolutely free, no cost at all to you. WILX Weather is all you have to do is search it in the App Store, Google Play. And again, it's where you can get a myriad of information, just a great source of pretty much anything you could want to know about area weather and out of area weather too. We've got it all covered on the First Alert Weather app. All 4 of us meteorologists here put a lot of time and effort into making this a great product for you. If you ever have feedback, we're happy to hear about it. And so it's a really great spot where you can get any weather info you need.
Yeah, well, okay, so I have the app open right now on my phone, and I'm looking at it. So if you go to the daily and you click down on the little arrows, that's where you can see when the sun rises, it sets. You can see even the moon phase. Right now it's a waning crescent, and then you can see the UV rays. Also in there, what our meteorologists do such a great job, they put a little description of what you can expect throughout the day. So again, the First Alert Weather app, a great tool to have on your phone. I say it every single day, and so does Crystal. We use it every morning, every night, even throughout the day. I think I check it 5 to 10 times a day.
That's good.
That is good.
A loyal viewer. We love it.
There we go.
It's good stuff.
There we go.
Yeah,
well,
sweet.
We do want to share what is coming up during First at 4 in our 90 minutes of news today. Again, I was talking about sunscreen and sunglasses, the importance of that. So today, McLaren doctor, or a doctor from McLaren Hospital, there you go, is coming in to talk about safe sun practices. So we're talking about the exposure of the sun to your skin and body, how that can have an effect on you with the UV rays. We're also talking about the SPF you want to wear and how often you should be reapplying that sunscreen when you are outdoors, and even indoors can have a benefit. We also talk about the benefit of sunglasses and the difference, again, with the UVA, UVB rays. I know you go for the cheaper sunglasses. They're not always the best at protecting your eyes. So we'll have more on that coming up at First at 4 for Mid-Michigan Matters today. Then during News 10 at 5, the Wharton Center is holding summer camps for students to work on singing, dancing, and acting skills, all taught by Broadway professionals, Justin. That's really cool.
It's very impressive.
I may have to
They're very talented folks.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's for sure.
They may have to help me sing and dance over there. News 10 at 5:30. Oh boy, if this doesn't scream summer to you. The rides at the Eaton County Fair start today. We have a photographer out there getting all of the fun action. And we'll see if she's going to be on a ride. So that would be a really fun assignment.
It would be, no doubt.
No doubt about it. News 10 at 6, we have an update on road work construction happening over in Jackson. I know a lot of road work happening all throughout the area, so we're making sure that we're updating you on all of those closures, the detours, what you need to know, because nothing's worse when you're driving and you're like, oh, I already got to make the drive, and then you run into traffic, and you're like, come on.
Right.
So we'll make sure it's smooth sailing out there.
Yeah, knowing ahead of time makes a big difference. Less frustration for you is good for everybody on the road, yourself included.
That's why the First Alert Weather app is also good, because you get some traffic
real-time
updates.
traffic updates as well. So, yeah.
We're just hitting it with the head.
We've got it all.
We do have it all.
Yeah.
We're going to send it out to our reporters live in the field. We have Aaron, we have Tanaya, and we have Deanna sharing what they have coming up during our 90 minutes of news.
Thanks, Taylor. I'm Erin Bowling, and today I'm in Grand Rapids because Rashad Trice is in federal court. Now, if you don't already know, Rashad Trice is accused of kidnapping 2-year-old Winter Smith. I'll have a summary of today's hearings and what's next for his case on our 90 minutes of news later today. Tanaya, what are you working on today?
Thanks, Aaron. A new academy to help women dive into the construction industry is on its way to Lansing. Mayor Andy Shore is in D.C. right now working out details to get these resources back to Lansing. I'll have that story coming up today on News 10 at 6. Deanna, what are you working on?
Thanks, Tanaya. Prime Day is underway, which means more packages are going to be piling up on your doorstep. But the bad news is that's easier for porch pirates to gain access to your gift and enjoy them instead. I'm Deanna Giles, and I'll share how you can avoid getting your package stolen on News 10 at 5:30.
All right, thank you, Aaron, Tanaya, and Deanna, for sharing what you have coming up during our 90 minutes of news today. Until then, we don't have anything else for you. So prepare for those showers the next few days. Grab an umbrella. Just maybe leave it in your car.
Sure. Good to have around next few days for sure.
There you go. And pack up the sunscreen and sunglasses for today. We will. You'll see Justin next coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock. So a little less than 40 minutes now. And then you can tune in to First at 4. So we will see you then. Have a great one.